Hi everybody, this is Wendell with Big Leprechaun Bowling. So this is the start of a new video series to where I have the Bowling for Dummies book. I'm going to read a chapter at a time. Each video is going to be each chapter. So other than that, let's get started with chapter 1. Chapter 1 is called Welcome to the Wonderful World of Bowling. It says every year millions of people go bowling and have a great time with their family and friends. Bowling is a sport that just about anyone can play. You can enjoy it year round. It is easy to learn, not to mention affordable. And you can get started right away without having to buy any special equipment. All you have to do is walk into your local center, rent some shoes, borrow a ball, and get ready to go. And then it says about considering this chapter as your introduction to the sport of bowling, which this chapter will start that. So the first thing is, it says figure out how the game works. So it says there's several types of bowling exist, including duck pin, 5-pin, candle pin. In this book, however, we focus on 10-pin bowling. So for most of you, you know what duck pin is. They have it down in Maryland. They have it in places here in Pennsylvania. What 5-pin bowling is to where there's only 5 pins and you got like a big old thick rubber band around them. So the highest score in 5-pin compared to duck pin or their 10-pin is 450 because the scoring is different. And then candle pin, if you look candle pin up on YouTube, the pin's maybe about that high. Well, from sideways it's about that long. And the ball's about the same size as a duck pin ball. And it plays just like duck pin to where you get 3 shots. But in candle pin, any pins that are laying on the lane you can use to pick up your spare. So that's what I have on that. And then back to where we're at. 10-pin bowling involves knocking down bowling pins with a bowling ball. The pins are set up in a triangle at the end of the lane that's 60 feet long. Your task is to stand behind what's called the foul line. If you cross it, you don't get any points. And what it means by the foul line is that bowling centers there's this black line that goes across that from the approach in the lane. Throw the ball down the lane and try to knock down all of the pins. You earn points for each pin you knock down, plus bonus points if you throw well enough to knock down all the pins with one shot. At the end of the game, the person with the highest score wins. And it says about, like in the following sections, where we cover the basics of bowling for you to be ready to go out and bowl with family and stuff like that. Seeing what equipment you need. One of the best things about bowling is that you don't have to invest hundreds of dollars in equipment in order to start playing. In fact, you don't have to buy any equipment at all. The center has bowling shoes and that you can rent and bowling balls that you can borrow. All you have to do is pay for your shoe rental, the number of games that you bowl, and any snacks or drinks that you consume. Street shoes and bare feet are a no-no on the lanes. You must wear bowling shoes. These shoes are designed to protect the lanes and allow you to slide properly when you're releasing the ball. And if you try to get away with wearing anything but bowling shoes while bowling, you may wind up damaging the lanes and injuring yourself or other bowling. Which that's actually pretty good that they put that in there because I have seen people do that before. And then it says bowling in a nutshell. Bowling is probably one of the easiest sports to learn how to play because you don't need to memorize a bunch of complicated rules. Although if you want to know the basic rules of the game, we'll talk about that in a later chapter. You just need to become familiar with the main concepts of the sport. Looking at score. Scoring a game of bowling is pretty easy because each pin you knock down is worth 1 point. However, it becomes slightly more complicated when you start throwing strikes. when you knock down all 10 pins on your first throw, and spares when you knock down all 10 pins on your 2 throws. Strikes are automatically worth 10 points plus whatever you get on your next 2 throws. Spares count for 10 points plus the next number of points you get on your next throw. Nowadays, most bowling centers will have automated scoring machines, so you don't need to fuss with all the adding when you just want to bowl. Yet, even with automatic scoring, it is good to know how to keep score in case the computer messes up. And then in a later chapter, it'll end up talking about that. Surveying the main benefits of bowling. So bowling provides 2 main kinds of benefits, the mental ones and the physical. Now, I've been bowling since I was 5. Bowling is more mental than it is physical. In my opinion, in most other, like when you get to like the level I'm at, that's when that becomes a factor, is where it's more mental than physical. But as you get older, the physical part actually comes into play. The mental ones and physical ones. On the mental front, bowling is a great way to socialize with other bowlers and have fun with family, friends. You can make new friends, stuff like that. On the physical side of things, bowling is an activity that gets you up off the couch and moving your body, which can lead to improving health in the long run. Providing a social outlet. Sure, you can bowl alone, but bowling is even more fun when you do it with others. And what it means by that is like family, friends. If you enjoy bowling, you want to join a league, your teammates, stuff like that, like all that. It can even be a way to meet new people, which I've already said. If you move to a new area, that's good that they put that in there. Whether you're just bowling casually with friends or if you have a competitive bowling game going, bowling is a social sport. When you play it, you have the opportunity to share laughs, conversation, and good times with family, friends, co-workers. The list goes on and on and on, it says. Bowling centers offer many opportunities for you to expand your social circle, either as an individual or with a group of friends or family. So like leagues, tournaments, charity benefits, other social groupings, like company parties, stuff like that. Now, this says improving your health. Contrary to what some people may believe, bowling is a good form of exercise because it moves your entire body, which is true. They say in 3 games you walk a mile, I think is what it says. What I've read. It's a great low-impact sport that combines fun and with an activity that keeps your joints and muscles in action, making it great for people who've had minor joint surgery and other operations where mild activity is recommended during healing. When you bowl, your muscles and joints flex, turn, and swing. This movement keeps all your muscles and joints moving and flexible. As a result, it also helps your body to burn calories. If you're the type of person who likes the couch more than the treadmill, yet you're looking to get out and be a little bit more active, then bowling is a perfect activity for you. Bowling also improves your hand-eye coordination, flexibility, and balance. When you bowl, you need to be able to hold the ball, focus on your target. Swinging the ball back, walking to the foul line, bending down, and releasing the ball. And then in later chapters, we'll talk about other stuff on how that is. These actions require you to maintain your coordination, stay limber, and keep from falling down. The more you practice bowling with the proper form, the more your coordination, flexibility, and balance will improve. The next sections explain how bowling can be both a cardiovascular and strength training activity. Bowling is cardiovascular activity. From a heart healthy standpoint, bowling isn't going to give you the same cardio workout as say, skiing or acrobatics would, because you typically don't build up a constant cardio intense workout while bowling. The sport does, however, keep you moving, and any kind of movement and activity helps your heart. So like I said there, for like beginner bowlers, you're not going to have it to where it's healthy for your heart. Like, you're not going to be doing like an intense cardio workout with bowling. Now, if you end up liking bowling and getting to my level, to where you're bowling tournaments, to where it's more than 3 games or 2 games or 1 game, to where you're just constantly bowling for hours, then it turns into an intense cardio workout. Believe me. Bowling as strength training. Whether you're carrying a 6-pound ball or a 16-pound ball, your arms and joints are still working to carry the extra weight every frame for several games. If you bowl fairly regularly, your upper body strength will increase, and your shoulders, arms, and legs will improve in muscle tone, strength, and power. I can attest to that. If you're concerned about injuring yourself while bowling, turn to chapter 14, which later on in chapter 14 it will talk about that. Where it will show us like the warm-up exercises and stuff like that without pulling muscles, suffering injury during league. There was also a chapter on advice if you have a bad back but you're still able to bowl. And then there's a little section here at the end of this chapter. It says bowling on the big and small screens. Even Hollywood gets into bowling action, featuring films such as the Coen Brothers, The Big Lebowski, using bowling in key scenes. Probably one of the silliest movies featuring a bowling storyline is Kingpin. Really good movie. I love it. I love The Big Lebowski too. Directed by Farley Brothers and starring Woody Harrelson and Randy Quaid. Over the years, the characters of many hit television sitcoms have gone bowling too. One of the most popular sitcom duos, Laverne and Shirley, not only bowled competitively on the show, but Laverne's father owned the local pizza and bowling hangout. Ralph Cramden and Ed Norton from The Honeymooners is another pair of famous sitcom bowlers. Speaking of sitcoms, the show Ed revolved around Ed Stevens, a big-time lawyer who moved to his hometown and bought a rundown bowling alley after getting fired from his job. Shows such as Roseanne, Malcolm in the Middle, The Simpsons, which if anybody's watched The Simpsons, you know Homer's Team the Pen Pals. Best thing ever. According to Jim, and Glee have featured bowling scenes too. And you can't forget cartoon legend Fred Flintstone's Twinkle Toes bowling performance, and his granite bowling ball literally splits in half going down the lane in order to hit all the pins. Like I said, it's classic, which is, I even have a belt that has Fred Flintstone on there. Alright, that's it for chapter 1. Stay tuned sometime this week for chapter 2, or probably sometime next week for chapter 2. It's either going to be this week or next week that I'll do chapter 2, which is getting down to the basics of the game. If I don't do it this week or next week, you'll have a Merry Christmas. And then make sure to go out to your local bowling center and go out and bowl with family and friends during the holiday season. It's the best thing ever. See you later.